We back. So, picking up where we left off. The party has made it to Silicon Valley, the home of one Valir. Valir, you showed your friends around town a little bit. You get some shopping at the Magical Oddities shop, Webs and Knots. Um, After procuring some magical items and discussing the differences in some of these Faltherian shops compared to the stores you went to back in Vertrag. Uh, Valir, you remembered you received a note upon arriving from your sister that she was expecting your arrival, that she was glad you made it safe, and that you should meet her about noon for brunch. Um, that was several hours ago, and deciding to take the time, you separated from the group to go meet with your sister, smooth things out to figure out what's the lay of the land, what's going on. The rest of you had made your way um, over to a seller of different, you know, scrolls and historical documents. You, yeah, the group that made their way over there got some pretty lucky things. You found a couple of spell scrolls for both Valir and for both Vinteth and Revi, um, as well as some historical documents. Most that stood out were things like Seven, things that were constructs, blueprints on how to create different, different types of constructs and different types of like automatons and things that had a similar enchantment that seemed to, while shown where the enchantment was, the actual enchantment process was missing on how to like animate some of these objects and these creatures. But through further between Suji and Revi, you were able to decipher the fact that these had some missing pages, that these were incomplete blueprints for these creatures. Um, Due to some smooth talking and a little bit of coercion, you were able to convince the shopkeep to tell you about where he found these documents, and you found out that he had picked them up in his time in Nelphine at one of the, not the biggest auction house, but one of the ones that has more lax rules about authenticity and um, things of that nature. He pointed you in that direction to kind of see if you could find out basically where these documents came from, to find the group that had brought them to auction, these tomb raiders slash people that kind of went through different ruins of Nelphine to collect artifacts and resell them. um, from there, the party decided to make their way over to the armory to
Manage,
see any
raping,
uh, weapons or things in
raping.
town that they could kind of pick up. Um, Meanwhile, Valir made his way back home. At the front gate, you were greeted by Duran, a old advisor slash kind of guard person slash caretaker of the estate, who recognized you immediately. Um, Welcomed you back, explained that your sister was waiting to entertain, and then after realizing that she was waiting for you, decided to helps you smooth things over, sneak you into the estate so you can go into your room, kind of get yourself cleaned up, and have a chance to go meet with your sister for a kind of late lunch, early dinner situation. Um, you quietly and quickly made your way through the grounds, only spotted a couple times by just some of the caretakers and different maids. You familiarly climbed your way back up onto your balcony into your bedroom, realize that your room has been mostly untouched, other than the closet of kind of cycled out newer garbs and fashion, kind of cycling out some of the older stuff that from when you were here last. You took a shower, you know bathed in your private bathroom, got yourself ready, and made your way over to meet your sister Viesa. Um, After being berated for being late and leaving her alone and all the other emotions that she had, eventually she was able to calm down and you had a conversation, um, just explaining about the fact that you've been gone for a while and she's been here, and things with her father with your father and have been different, that he has been jovial and happy, and he has been bringing in business partners and associates and
My dad.
lawyers, and talking about leaving his, how he's going to leave his estate, and not talking about retiring, which would be normal for an elf his age with a very successful company, being able to take a step back from the business and let kind of the next generation run it, and he just kind of makes the money off of the residual. The way he was speaking is very much a very not going to be around any longer. And that, along with his more jovial, more, happy attitude, has been throwing off everybody in the house. He does not know you had arrived, or that you had, or that she had summoned you, even. She just thought it was important that you made it home. She, after your conversation, told you to go gather your friends, take some of the clothes from your room, get everybody dressed up. She would let your father know that you have arrived back home, and that you should have meat for a late supper and desserts and cocktails, and kind of welcome you back. But you were able to meet with your sister, make your way back to your room, gather some clothes and outfits for some of your friends to kind of present themselves, um, and made your way back through town. And after a few hours of being away and a few hours of shopping for the rest of you, we pick back up with the group reconvening in the streets of Silicon Valley, having kind of talked about a little bit of the information you've gathered. And I believe next steps were you were looking for a place to stay, to get washed up, and get changed for this evening's activities with Falir's family.
Apologies for the mic issue. It reverted to the camera when I turned it on.
Yeah, all I
Gotcha.
heard was a few times like,
I kept saying roach because I was trying to see if he could hear me, but obviously that was not even comprehensible, thus the lack of acknowledgement.
Oh, not at all.
My bad.
no.
Yeah, I thought somebody's
It was
mic was
kind
just
of doing.
speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
like,
just said
all
I
right.
said I said roach, and then Jesus, figuring the mic was not working, but apparently it was working.
Bro,
Anywho.
I thought you had a stroke.
I was like, he is too wondering. No one's really mentioning it.
Nah. God ain't done with my suffering yet.
Yet.
Uh, so yeah, other than we can do a quick. I know we kind of didn't get a chance to do it last time. I know Zaishori was interested in, Seven was interested in. Is there anything specific you were looking for at the armory? Is it just general checking of wares? Were you trying to sell some of your stuff? What were you trying to do?
Codpiece.
Just run.
Um,
Nice. Diamond
I'm trying to
crust.
sell that two elven rapiers.
Yeah,
I did not like that face, dude.
Oh, you did?
General checking for me.
I want to see if I can find something another unique or something that just catches seven eyes. But to get cleaned, he can't really use a shower.
You can be cleaned.
It's not the same.
Do you want me to clean you?
No.
Magically?
You don't want more
I'm not
buffs?
touching you.
You would like to be buffed.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. He wants the hand touch.
yeah. I need to be shiny.
Okay, well, Seven, let me take the dirt off of you, and then you can find some... I'm sure Vale's family has plenty of people who will hand buff you.
Okay.
Just flick the hands a couple times and just take, it's like you take the crud off, then they can spit shine them, huh?
The spit shine.
No, literal. It's a turn of phrase. Although I don't know how they do things in Silicon Valley. Maybe.
So they better not spit on me. That would be an issue.
So yeah, I would say if before you guys meet up with Valir, you find through some talking and what you got from Robin over at the Webs and Knots, you find the armory. It is very bare bones. This is not a militia city. They have very basic weaponry, all elven made. So it is very I don't want to say the word gaudy, but the word gaudy is just about the best explanation.
And I'm already
So-
carrying max amount of javelins, right? In my
I believe you loaded up with javelins.
yeah, I have 20 then.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he kind of hand waved you in the last city, and I don't think you've
Yeah.
used any.
Nah, not yet. All right, there's no point in replacing them with gaudy ones if I'm going to throw them off airship. I did lose one.
You did lose one.
I
Yes.
lost one. So I would like to take one gaudy javelin to replace.
Cool. Easy enough. You need another 5 gold to replace a javelin.
Okay.
Uh,
Like just, there's my, yeah, I'm just gonna change out my money thing.
Yep.
5 gold for a javelin?
Yeah.
Pricey you got.
Remember when we established that like a normal person makes like 4 gold in a fucking year?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine guy's been saving up, gets his javelins,
Yeah.
checks it over a cliff by accident. Like, oh no.
It's
This is
fine.
a whole year's salary.
Well, back and retract.
I spent almost 1,500 on clothes alone.
Yeah, and there's a magical book of wise men for 40,000 right now, sitting in a magic shop a couple towns away.
That's fair. Suji, if you inquire about selling the 2 elven rapiers, the proprietor of the armory would pick them up for 10 gold piece each. So 20 for the pair.
Sure. So we're just hand waving it, kind of.
There's really not they are not. There's not an extensive catalog here. There's not really a whole lot to barter with. They are not like a super store essentially. It's bare bones. He sees the weapons. They're pretty basic elven make.
Fair enough. I'll take my 20 gold.
And there are prominent tattoo artists in the city, right, Rochi?
Ooh.
Would you like to find a prominent tattoo artist?
I mean, look, like
Yeah.
I don't know, like how's extensive. Like I know you said a while back these were in the world. I don't have any particular desire right now in character to do that, but if we stumble on one, I wouldn't mind investigating at some point. So,
Me too.
yeah, I guess magic ink it works. So.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I have some healing potions that I still need to divvy up with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I want like at least 2 of them.
How many? Oh, because you bought them out, right?
Yeah, I have like 7 lesser, 4 greater, 2 superior, and 3 potions of hill giant strength.
Damn.
That's all you.
Well, you fighty boys can share all that.
The
But you're squishy though. You need some potions.
I guess I mean, oh yeah, the health potions. I was just saying you guys can do your giants potions.
the giant potions don't do anything for me.
Oh yeah, you're too strong. Wait, shit. Are you all too strong that it's pointless for all of you?
It works for me a little bit.
Gives you like
Yeah.
another +1 or something?
A plus, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because
It would help.
it's the base giants one. There's like
It's
a
20.
potion.
It's set to 21.
20,
So it's a plus.
yeah, there's potions of the same items that there are for the belts. There are potions. So there's a potion of 23, 25, 27, and 29.
Correct.
Cool. Oh, well,
It
you
helps.
know, I mean, you know, in a pinch, Saishori, but I'm happy to let you all hang on to those for, you know, combat purposes. Let me just check.
They're 2 greater.
I'll just check my bag and see how many potions, how many heals I have right now. I'm just pulling up my sheet. My, you know, sheet that actually has items on it. Not the Roll20 sheet. I have a few lessers. So, I mean, like, I'm probably fine for the moment. But, you know, if you got enough for, like, the whole party, I mean, yeah, sure, I'll throw an extra in the bag.
How many do you want? I have like 7 lessers and like 4 graders, 2 superiors.
Jesus. I mean,
Take a lesser and a greater.
yeah, I was gonna say like a lesser and a greater. I guess it'd be fine.
That works.
Let you guys do the lessers and the superiors for. I would assume superiors going to the people with the biggest health pools would probably make the most sense.
Okay. That means I get to have one.
Yes, I would think.
Okay,
And
7
probably
gets a superior.
Zaishori keeping
Yeah.
keeping the other, or Valir, one of the two.
Yeah.
We did buy a lot. Those were those were good potion prices, Zaishori. I don't blame you for buying them out. My goodness.
I did not
Lesser
buy
and
them.
minor's the same, right?
Oh, they had more. Oh, that's right. You were trying to find. Sorry, DM. That whole thing slipped my mind for a moment. Like, you know, so sorry. Let me go back a bit, as if you know this did just happen to me. 10 minutes ago. You know, I have to say, Zashori, and did everyone. That was some of the finest group bullshitting I have ever seen. We didn't even talk about it beforehand.
Honestly, group effort.
Very, very well done to all. Got ourselves some lovely potions, and what else did you pick up, Zaishori? I know you were bargaining for some other things.
I think I straight up just got potions.
Oh, was that it, DM?
I believe that's how we ended up on.
Oh, because the superiors are pricing.
Only got the
Oh.
alchemic jug from Valir that we're holding on to at the moment.
Who doesn't have healing potions?
So I'm taking, just to confirm, Zaishori, I'm taking one lesser, one greater. That's off your
Yes.
sheet. Cool. Going on.
I took one superior because
Mm-hmm.
my health pool is moderate.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Valir, Vintef.
I have some, but I don't know what the fuck I have right now because my OneDrive isn't loading again. So I don't have my sheet, and it's upsetting me.
I have 1 potion of healing, then 2 greater healing potions. And then Robbie, you still need to tell me how much I owe you for the ring of protection you
Oh,
got.
fuck. DM, I messaged you about that, right? Where I did the whole, like, oh, that sounded right? And we just kind of agreed to call it on whatever number I had there. Did I think about doing that and not do it? Because that's entirely possible, too. But I feel like this was a text from a couple of weeks ago. I'll check my notes. I'll hopefully have an answer for you before the end of the session. Clear.
Suki,
800.
what did you have
What do you mean?
for healing potions?
Now, after you give it, I have 3 minors and 1 greater.
And what?
And 1 greater if like you give me the 1 and 1. So right now I have 2 minors before you.
Okay, I'm gonna give you another greater. And let's see. Another lesser.
Okay.
Oh,
So I'm
Roach, I think
3
I
and
found
1.
it.
The base price was
12.
800. Yeah.
Wait, no, base? No. I thought base was 12, and then it was at a 13% discount.
That might be it. Because I think did you put the price? I'm looking at Thursday chat. You had it listed out. I didn't know if you put the discount on it.
Oh,
already.
did I? Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I'm wrong then. Maybe I already. Oh, I guess I already put it in here. Hold on.
Yeah, the base
God,
ring of protection
how
was
far back are we?
800.
Jesus.
222.
Holy crap!
223. Yeah.
Wow, time flies, doesn't it?
Vintef, you can talk to me in the future when you figure out what you have.
Was it? I mean, maybe you were just selling it that cheap, dude. God damn. I mean, that's fucking cheap. If that was because there's no way these are the discounted prices. There's no way 800 is the 87% of what the original total was. That had to be. So then that had to be it. It's just
Yeah, I think it was 800 base, and then you got it at like 750 something or whatever, or 7 something.
Yeah. Oh no, that's right. I didn't get the 13% because I ended up doing that big grouping of like everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. 750, Valir. If you were good,
750?
yeah. If you're good marking that on yours, just
Yeah,
confirm,
yeah.
and I will mark it on mine.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, 2754. Good. A little more gold flush after some of that. Yeah, I had to buy both of those. That was too good a deal. My
Yeah.
goodness. Here's, with our party being early into the whole magical items gang, that's yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Cool. So is that all before we continue forward, everybody? Is that all accounting stuff out of the way? Oh yeah, Chris, just so you know, I'll mark it on mine, but like obviously I think I sent you the pic, right? With the copper,
Yeah.
silver,
Yeah,
metal,
you
all that
texted it
bullshit.
to me.
Cool. So
Yes.
all accounting stuff out of the way, guys.
Yeah. And you're currently
Uh,
holding Seven's blueprint thing. Right?
Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
if you told me to put it in the bag of holding, but yes, you're
Yeah.
right. I should mark that down because I didn't. So bag of holding, that's gonna be Seven's blueprints, and I'm gonna do. Well, it's not really yours, but I know what you mean. It's the blueprints possessed by you, not
Yeah.
blueprints of you.
Yeah.
But yes, they are Seven's blueprints marked for the bag of holding.
Yes.
Volier. Does
And
the potion of
sorry.
hill giants? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Last thing, polite reminder of +1 trident and great sword are still in the bag.
Oh, wait,
Alright.
thank you. I should probably sold that great sword. Volier, do you have any potion? Well, does the potion of hill giant strength do anything for you?
I have no idea.
Do you get bonuses from strength for anything? Your punches are dex, right?
Yeah, I'm all dex.
And so then basically the potion, because of the weird composition of our party, it would be like maybe in an emergency if Valir or I needed to do a strength-based thing, or in a big fight where the +1 could really matter for you. That's kind of where that falls. It's not as great an item as it might seem, but for some groups it could be, amazing, just not ours.
Noted.
We're all either
Yeah,
very
I'm
strong or
right.
don't need to be very strong. Huh?
Big Jet could bonk.
I could bonk.
So yeah, if you want to hand me one, I'll take it. If not, you want to hang on to them, not a big deal.
Take it. I don't think I have a need to have like 3 of them. It sounds excessive.
Okay.
And I have the stone giant one too.
Stone Giant's the stronger one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a 23.
Yeah, that's the one you keep for the combat. Yeah. So all right. So Potion of Hill Giants, and that's the 21, right, Rochi?
Yep.
Cool. Got it.
Hill Giants +5, Stone Giants +6.
Hill Giant Strength, and then because these sheets always fuck with me, we are gonna save as a new file right now. Yep. So yeah, just let me know if you want the great sword, and then besides that, you guys are good to proceed with whatever else at the blacksmith, because I don't really need anything personally.
Yeah, I'm good till post blacksmith.
Cool.
Oh, it's more of an armor bagger, but
Yeah, there's there's no actual smithing going on in town.
Are bad.
But yeah, so as you guys finish that up, at that point, Revi and Valir, you guys connect. Valir, you have finished meeting with your sister.
Yep.
Meet back up with the party. You have probably about 2 or so hours before what would be a reasonable dinner party type timing. It's up to you how you wish to prepare.
So
I'm gonna
wait, he
say-
just re-met up with us?
I know we
Oh,
did a
so
little bit of the meetup last time,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, but feel free discuss whatever you would like to discuss.
So, they said they're providing clothes for us, right?
Yes. My my people could be very welcoming, so they have things set up. I told them to set clothes and anything else for everybody in the party. You're more than welcome to change into it. Get changed there. You don't have to, but it's there if you need to. If you want to feel fancy for the night.
Yes, of course. I mean, why would any of us want to wear Wolfsonok fabrics? I mean, no reason for anyone to want that, right? That's just silly. Yes, give me those fucking clothes.
For being kind of low profile, you just walking around town with those clothes on. I think people are gonna catch on.
Well, look, I'll put. There's a place to change at the residence. I would assume, right?
I'm saying Valir's wearing it right now.
Oh well,
He's not wearing the same outfit he's been traveling.
I mean, we are here. I'm sure it's not just his family that can afford this clothing, I would hope. Oh God. I'm gonna look around now looking for signs of like, is this like your standard, monopoly oligopoly situation, or maybe, like poverty line where it's just the palaces, then just abject horror. I'm assuming this was not like that based on the spider and the cohabitive living. It seemed like this was a pretty good place.
Yeah, sure. Give me a call this a investigation or insight. Yeah, that feels right. Put that
16.
16. Yeah, I mean, taking around from everything you've seen so far, you can. There's definitely like a not a clear line between like a poverty line or like the everyday person. Everyone seems to be like sharply dressed or nicely dressed.
Others in Warsanok fabrics.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, cool. That's really all I wanted to. So I mean, obviously, Suji didn't know at the time. It's like I'll just kind of look in the distance, like, no, come on. I think there's a couple over there wearing something. We are in town. I would hope a few others would be able to afford this stuff. I mean, it's expensive, but it's not that expensive. I hope. I don't know.
Valir, are you sure they have anything in my size?
I'm sure they will. Matter of fact, my sister's kind of eager to see what she could fit you in. I did mention, gave her quick descriptions of everybody. Told her that you got into fashion for some reason, and she's more than happy to help you put something fancy on.
Ah, so it'll be nicer than this suit?
Yes, very much
Mhm.
so. But of course, it
Blood will
might be
still fall off
fancy.
it?
It can. It can do
Oh.
whatever you need to. Again, it's all about preference. And the end of the day, you might not like the style. You might like what you have on, but it's completely up to you. Again, the option is there. If you want to dress up or not.
I would like to dress up. I'm excited now. Seven's almost vibrating with, joy or some kind of emotion. He doesn't know. He's just excited.
You have seemed to enjoy fashion, Seven. I mean,
Yes.
I honestly am surprised it took this long for you to be so excited. I thought you would have been raring to go right from the start.
I didn't know they were gonna. I thought I was gonna have to buy more clothes, and the last one was very expensive.
That's fair. No, yes, no, I'm Valia,
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know the protocols here. Are these clothes to borrow or to keep?
Well, knowing my family, it's probably gonna be more as a how do you say? I guess like a little gift, little goodie bag to welcome you into our home.
Did you hear
I need a scarf.
that? Oh, yes. Is there a scarf for Tinkers? He must be fancy if we're going to a fancy dinner party.
You find other dog people and he's banished.
But yes,
Oh, look at me, Tinkers. I buy bottles of wine that are more expensive than my home workshop back home. Do I fit the part yet?
DM, I have a question.
Sure.
So the people that we've seen since we got in here, are they all just like elves? Like, would there be racial tension if I took off my hood?
Give me. Hmm. So I no check necessary. Yes, a 98% of the population you've seen so far has been elven, um,
Or of arachnid descent.
or of Iraq. Yes.
An
Um,
important distinction.
Yeah. You saw a few mixed race over by like the docks when you first arrived. Obviously, uh, different crews that are like manning the airships. But yeah, you've seen 90, probably 98% elven population since you've got here.
Let's just say the elf spiders freak
Yeah.
people out. It's the faces.
like that was the nicest way I heard. Is this town racist?
I would assume Zaishori is an expert at feeling out what towns are and are not going to be racist at this point. So,
And I would say, Saishari, give me an insight check, just general vibe check of the town you've been in so far.
then again, these are rich people, which totally changes everything. So you gotta call it all in a doubt.
I know nothing.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Haven't really interacted with a lot of people yet. The couple of shopkeepers you've met have been friendly enough, but hard to tell.
Valir, do you have anything? Do they make anything that's kind of like long sleeved, hooded?
Yes, we honestly oh man, we probably might still have tailors on hand in the manner that could size you up, customize anything you need or want. Obviously, I told my sister to tell the staff to don't question about your hood, nothing like that. I gave warnings about you and Seven, of course, n- to be as respectful as possible. So yeah, you will be able to change their privacy if you want to, if you like whatever they give you.
Thank you. That's quite considerate of you. Can they add armor to it?
Can they add armor DM?
They cannot necessarily add armor. They've you can make garments that drape over armor if that's what
Okay.
you're looking for, but yeah, it's not added to it.
Could they make like I don't know, like I guess like cutouts and like spaces so you could actually like see the armor as it's designed?
Sure, that can definitely be arranged.
Okay. They can't necessarily add armor. They could have something that could fit the armor, like drape over it, or if you want to show people you have armor on, they could certainly cut it up and stitch it in a way that the armor will be visible, you'll still be mobile, and you'll still look fantastic.
Wow. Do I have time to decide?
Yes, I mean, if we could head over there. Right now we have about a couple hours before the party. I'll just keep you guys on my side of the wing of the manor. My room is still there, so you guys are more than welcome to be there.
Ashuri's trying to decide whether or not she wants to look like a dainty little person or be protected in her armor.
Seven's excited to not have assless chaps.
Oh yeah.
I think Ravi is going to be excited to, for once, not look like a warrior with the breastplate, but to actually look like a mage or like a fancy boy.
While they're discussing all this, I'm gonna like check out the alchemic jug and
Yeah.
put a vial towards it. And I'm gonna think about, should I like DM you? Or just say it.
You can say it.
I'm gonna think about the color of the superior healing potion.
Okay.
And
you
try a
start
couple
pouring?
of the different nozzles.
Cool. So as you start pouring into the vial, you see more of that viscous hair gel that you
the good hair
conjured
gel.
earlier today
I was
starts
just
kind of
I was
like,
about to spoil it,
slowly-
but then I realized Roach was gonna.
Well, you mentioned it last time that it only makes one, but we don't know how this one works.
That's true. You're right. This one functions differently than others.
But yeah, it seems like, and as Chris, you kind of, Suji, as you start filling that vial and maybe another one, you realize like, okay, this only makes one type of liquid per day.
Hmm.
So currently, you're making hair gel.
Before we leave town tomorrow, we need to test this to make sure we didn't get scammed.
Yes.
Or we didn't just buy something that produces infinite hair gel.
You were the one that asked for the hair gel. If it even just did that, that's an amazing item.
I mean, I guess we could become hair gel salesmen, but
Unlimited anything can functionally have a use. Like, just imagination. Sorry, I'm out of character. Just yes, Suji. Just I mean, unlimited water, unlimited. Just I imagine it does more than hair gel, but yes, we can test it before we get out of town. We could have tested it on something a little bit more useful
I
today, though.
use conjure water, and I'm like, infinite water, of course. I already have that though.
Oh, really? Oh, wait, can't wait. Shit, that's a cantrip, right?
Yep.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I had to
Unlimited napalm.
mix my magic on that one. No, yes, I know, yes, and you are magic, and that requires how useful is that, Suji? Now imagine this there's a bottle that produces unlimited water, a decanter for some poor schmuck on some farm, some non-magical guy who's just wandering around. It'd be pretty amazing. Well worth a high gold investment. So, given that this is a unique bottle, at least in that it could produce what you thought about, why don't we consider what we'll ask for tomorrow? DM,
wanna
remind
try
me,
to
because
make
I rolled really well for that one. I know the standard items that would be produced by a normal one of those, right? I can't
Correct.
remember the item name. Losing my damn mind.
Alchemy jug.
Alchemy jug. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. You know the standard, but also there is a little bit of within reason of just things that are liquid or made of
and then
water.
and like variations based on like with a base of one of the items from this list. So because that is a base water item, it was possible.
Correct.
Okay,
The gel
so
is 90% water based, so therefore, because it's plant based.
so then I'm really gonna need to think on this one. Oh, sorry. Last thing. How much did it produce?
Of that,
We only tried to fill a vial, and now
Oh,
these
we
two
have.
other
Okay,
vials.
so that's what I was saying then. So Suji, if you could, this is for experimentation purposes. This is why I'm honestly happy you did the hair gel thing. Could you empty that out as much as you're able to, and just see where that maxes? It won't be on unlimited, but I know roughly how much would be produced if we were just asking it for water. So I'm curious if it produced an equal amount of this hair gel, less, more. This is why we collect the data, and I'm gonna just start charting from this thing. Essentially, just writing down each time we, do this. So I'll write down hair gel, and just I'll ask Suji. You don't have to tell me right now. Just like what are the components that go into this from the forest. Just so I can get a rough idea of like, all right, these are the extra things that kind of went into it. So
Cool.
Uh,
Yeah. So Suji, do you start filling whatever you have on hand?
Yeah, and I borrow some from Ravi if I need it.
Okay. Yeah, you fill however many vials that you had on you.
Yeah.
And then you start to get to a point where you're filling water skins and tankards. It produces about a gallon by the end of it.
1 gallon.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So once we're done, I would just look at Suji. So if we just asked it for water, there would have been much more. Maybe, within reason, whatever components, the rest that goes into this. I mean, some sort of the sacrifice, the remaining volume. So we lessened the volume, but it was able to produce this. Maybe if we wanted something too extreme, something that required too much of a sacrifice of mass, perhaps, it wouldn't be possible. Worthy of experimentation. And then I would just provide to him. I'll just post the list in chat. You can all think on variations of these items. What the normal would be. Roach? Can I post both the liquid and the amount, or you just want the liquid list?
Um, you can post both because I would assume eventually Revy would identify this.
Yeah, like I'm kind of
so-
breaking down like the whole like water, like roughly 6 to however many gallons, and then we go about it that way.
Yeah, no worries.
Cool.
2 gallons of mayonnaise.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking mayonnaise, man. I love it. I have something I'm not gonna do, but something I read someone did with one of these, which is funny. They filled a bag of holding with mayonnaise. And then at some point proceeded to upend the bag, which, by the rules of a bag of holding, immediately is the
Yes.
word. Expels all of its contents within however many, radius of the bag opening. And just buried some dude in mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's 500 pounds of mayonnaise. Yeah.
Anyway,
1/7's worth of mayonnaise.
it's a lot of mayonnaise.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
So Blair, you lead the party through town, and as you all quickly start to move through, the shopping districts and back towards, some of the smaller, residential residential districts. You start to see some of these smaller estates. You start to pass like 2 or 3 that are like the same size as the broker's estate from Ashfeller, and those are deep walks, and you go by them, and eventually in the distance you see a massive, you know 3-story building, multiple wings, a large gated fence around it, and Valir, you can introduce your friends to your home.
Oh, wait. Well, guys, here it is. My home. What do you guys think so far?
Which home? I see like 20 of them over there.
I'm sure that's the guest quarters and the butlers and the butlers. You're just not fancy enough, Seiji. Yeah, I'm talking like. No, he's still rich compared to me, which is the funny part here.
You must
But,
need so many guards.
do I have guards or is it just like service people?
I mean, your father employed like a
There's one.
couple of,
Has to
you know,
be some private security. My God.
yeah, it's not like guards, but yeah, he has a couple people around the estate that know how to take care of problems.
Gotcha. Not guards per se, more like security undercover people. You're not gonna really tell who it is, but if something goes down, they'll be here immediately.
Okay.
Put it that way.
Mm.
But yeah, let's welcome. I'll try to give my best of the tour while they set up around here and lead them in.
Belia, I mean, look, the place is all wonderful. The clothing, it's great. Tinkers is thrilled. Yeah,
Hmm.
good times all around. I honestly, it's hard to put into words. I've never really, it's one thing to hear about it, it's another to see it.
Well, after being in Rugbark's castle, nothing's quite as big.
This guy.
Uh, I mean, he is a giant. Like I'm sure his whatever you saw was 1,000 times bigger than this. But
Yes.
yeah, let me walk you down to my side of the wing so you guys can get situated.
So
I'm sure
where to? But
I'm sure my servants here are ready to wait on him.
Mm.
and as you say that, you kind of approach the front gate, and Villiers, you do see Duran and the younger gentleman are still standing there, and Master Villiers, welcome home. It's been so long since we've last seen you. Please, these are your friends. Your sister has given us word that you would be returning today.
Yes, very much so. Yes, please show them, welcome them as much as you welcome me. I know it's been a couple years since I've been here. Please show my friends respect. Show them, whatever they need, tailor food, whatever they need. It's just please just be welcoming to them.
I like how
I'm
Taylor is the
sure.
first thing that comes to his mind.
Yeah, I'm sure Vesa has probably gave everybody, the wait staff, everybody, a little pep talk and little descriptions of what I mentioned to her. Just being respectful. And as I say respectful, I kind of like, shoot my eyes over to Seven to make sure they know which one I'm really worried about, mouthing off to.
Course.
But
Any friends of yours are friends of the estate, and we are welcoming to all. Thank you for coming to the Warsenlock estate. You are all valued guests, and we will make sure we see to every one of your needs. Dinner will be served in about an hour and a half or so, but please come in. We've had your room, and two of the guest rooms kind of fitted out with, place to get, pamper and prepare yourself for the evening's festivities. Viesa has, very, very informed the staff of your arrival and of the particulars. So please come in.
and I just like, please, guys, head on first.
Uh,
Wow.
sure. I'll start walking forward. What's the butler's name?
Well, you're not leading us.
Durant.
I don't have to go first. I'm just going.
Not even inside the fucking mansion, you're not
Oh
leading
yeah,
us.
no, that's very
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
That's totally fair.
His name is Duran, right?
Duran, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, Duran.
Cool.
Esteron kind of gives a slight bow and ushers you all in. You end up in again this main courtyard area. Very well kept grass, manicured lawn with different shrubs and bushes, a couple trees. Very large open area between the front gate and the front door is at least 150, possibly closer to 200 feet. It is a walk just to get to the front actual entrance of this estate itself. As Valir, you kind of start to point out the highlights. You pass that in the middle of the courtyard, that large statue and fountain of the moment of your father, kind of ushering the first contact with this large spider creature that helped the founding of Silicon Valley. You see he's taking a knee and he's taking in like one of the legs of the spider and almost like paying reverence to like a king or a ruler, making this pact. But you point out that you bring them straight up to the front doors, and as you get all closer, this is a massive, building. Again, 3 stories tall, extends out to multiple wings, and as far as the eye can see, you're not sure how far back it goes, but pretty damn big.
Oh. Well, guys, this is my side of the wing, like I mentioned before.
Your side of the wing?
Well, where my room is. That's pretty much it.
Room or rooms?
Side of the, as in what? How many rooms are yours?
Well, technically, this is just one giant room, just divvied up into little rooms, So
Oh,
I
you
don't
mean
know.
like a house? Like how a house is technically one giant room divvied up?
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. I mean, like
Oh,
honestly,
yeah.
it's. I never thought about it that way because, like, I'm just used to it, So
I'm
I
I'm
just thought as
I'm
my
getting
room.
that. Right. Uh, I will start kind of looking around. What we got? Give us the highlights. Roach or Valir. I mean, I don't know what.
Well, it's been a while since I've been in my room, so a lot of these things you're seeing were from my younger days. A lot of random little objects here and there. Um,
How many gongs?
just the one actually. I actually picked this up when I was in the monastery.
I see.
But yeah, my bed sheets have been upkept because of my mother, but you'll meet her. She's always been taking care of all my stuff, even when I wasn't around. Funny enough, it was her idea to tell my sister to contact me, but get into that later. But yeah, I kind of look around and just realize that my room is just kind of weird and doesn't really say anything about me.
But you
It's just
think
kind of
it's more like a collection of stuff and just, but it's not like.
yeah, it's just like random, like expensive thing just to have them, but doesn't really have any much personality. It's just kind of there, pretty much. And right now, just like kind of giving you guys a tour, I kind of realizing that I just collected nothing.
Yes.
Well,
Do an
it's-
investigation check under his bed.
Oh, that's on
Oh,
him.
that's it too.
Of course.
If I see Suji snooping, I will try to distract Valir.
Oh, that is true.
If I see Suji snooping, I'm gonna reprimand him.
Oh, come on.
With-
All right, we got the roll off then. Let's
with
go.
with a no with a 2, There's no roll off. Everyone sees Suji get on the floor
No,
and just start crawling
I
under
want
the
the
bed.
dinosaur.
I did not see the two. Wait, no, that's
The die-
investigation. You gotta have
Yes.
him roll stealth. So
Yeah.
if he like nat 20s, he
I never
disappears,
said I was stealthy.
but then like doesn't find anything. There's a
that-
bunch of horrible stuff under there. He sees none of it.
Oh my
The
gosh.
die's been cast.
All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
all right.
Well,
The,
with
the,
that,
the result of a 2 is Suji, you get down to start looking under the bed, and Saishori, you may reprimand him as you see fit.
Suji!
What?
What are you doing?
I'm looking under his bed.
Oh! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna grab him by his ankles and pull him out.
What the
That's
fuck is
ve-
wrong with you, Sure? Do you
So
keep weird
rude.
stuff under your bed, Sure?
I didn't have a bed!
Well, then wouldn't you want to look at what a bed's like?
No. We slept on plenty of beds together, Suji. Come on.
Hey, together? I don't think so.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
That sure just turns around.
well,
I haven't slept in a bed in so long.
I am sure there's nothing
I'm
there.
usually just on the floor 7.
No, I stand upright. I face the door. Or the window, whatever I didn't barricade the most.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, sure. Feel free to look around. I'm not sure what you're trying to find there, Suji. Just stuff under her bed, which is probably nothing, knowing the servant probably upkept everything and cleaned everything. Because everything pretty much looks clean and the same since I left.
So you've always been void of personality.
I guess so. I guess you could say that. Didn't really put much thought to that, growing up and all. Hence why they sent me to the monastery, amongst other reasons.
Amongst other reasons. Ha ha.
You
Huh.
do reference these other reasons. Yeah.
Is it because you stole that gong?
No. Like I said, I got this gong at the monastery.
Yeah,
I didn't have it.
I got stuff too that I didn't have before.
Yes, why I didn't steal it per se, I think. My memory's a little bit fuzzy about the monastery because it was kind of fast, I guess, kind of. I don't know. Time was kind of blurry when I was in the monastery, but point is I got it over there.
Okay.
But yeah. I don't know if you guys have any questions or you guys are just ready to get changed.
Oh yes, I would like to see the new clothes. I'm gonna-
Abs- Absolutely. I'm assuming one of the servants are like probably outside the door, right?
So as you're having this conversation, and you know, you see on top of just your room and the eclectic things that you've kept, there are drinks and snacks kind of left out, just picking foods and a few extra just welcoming your arrival things. But as you're having this conversation, yeah, no, you're all kind of wrapped up in it. You hear from the doorway. I, for one, would like to hear the other reasons of why he was sent to the monastery.
Oh shit.
But as you all turn to look, you all see a beautiful, younger, Russian slash kind of tan-skinned, facial features very soft, yet familiar. She stands slightly shorter, ears a little bit more pointed, jaw a little bit more, sallowed, but you see you see a female elf that is very distinguished and very much has a lot of the same characteristics as Valir. She stands wearing a full kind of like evening, not quite a gown. It's more of a like a short dress, comes up to a little bit. One side like lays longer down the right side, the other side kind of just above the knee, in kind of a silvery blue coloration. Um, Valir, you know this to be your sister, Viesa.
Oh, dear sister. I was right about to call you over. Come in. Guys, everybody, this is my sister Vesa. Vesa, this is everybody. This is Saishuri, Seven, Vintef, Suji, and Ravi.
Thank you for
Oh,
having us in your home.
I'm assuming Zoffin Tinkers is out too.
What?
Hey,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
yes.
Pyra.
And
And
Pyra.
Pyra.
And Pyra.
We do have some pets.
And yep. Everybody, this is my sister.
Hello.
Pleasure.
Charmed to meet all of you. Thank you and for keeping an eye on my brother here and making sure he made it back here safely. And it's been so long. I appreciate the fact any friends of Valier's are friends of the house, and thank you all for coming and joining us for an evening of celebration. My brother is home. He's made it back to his place of birth and to reunite with the family.
Yes, yes. And may I say, we are we're happy to personally escort Valia back to your wonderful estate.
I'm gonna give Ravi a funny look. Personally. What? No.
Well, it's not like I'm not thinking for a moment as she's there. Well, it's not like the people they hired were gonna get him back here. I mean, I'm sure under different circumstances they would have been perfectly adequate, but yeah, it just trails off.
Oh, don't worry. I explained that to her of how messy that was.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're a-
do not worry that those oafish buffoons that my father employs. If I saw any other way fit to get word to my brother that he needed to return home, I would have used it. But unfortunately, as I said, we sent word to the monastery and he was not there, so we had to resort to other means of location.
Yeah. I mentioned to everybody that she's my twin, right? So no one's really surprised. I don't remember.
I don't. I know you've always mentioned sister. I'm not sure if you've actually ever said that you were twins.
No, I don't
Mm,
think so.
no.
Huh?
I,
Oh, so this would have been even more a little bit like uncomfortable,
Okay.
or rather, just shit. No, we don't have. I was thinking the other kid with the earrings.
Uh,
I'm definitely not going to say what I was thinking to Suji then, so I'll hold that one for now.
but please, dinner will be served in another hour or so. Please take your time to refresh. I know you've had a long day's, a couple of days of travel coming from the capital via airship. I hope that was an enjoyable experience. I know for a lot that's probably your first time. Um, but yeah, please, our you see that there she kind of like waves in. There's a couple of servants, people of Valir that are expert tailors and people who
Mhm.
know how to quick make changes to garments that already exist because they're not taking fresh bolts and just making new clothes here. They're gonna work with what you have and what's on hand and kind of
Absolutely.
go from there. Yeah.
wow.
So Vesa, this is Seven. I know you said you're pretty eager to have a challenge to dress him. I don't know if you want to do that now or later.
Yes, I would like a new evening attire. This is my battle suit.
Well, there certainly will be no need for battle this evening, so let's go ahead and get you changed out of that. You and you, she points over to Zaishori. The two of you may follow me. The rest will leave the gentleman here to get ready.
Also, DM, I want to backtrack a slight bit. When she was talking about the buffoons like her father like hires and stuff, I want to do a deception. Or
What
like
are you
see if
trying
she's
to?
lying. Or like
So that'd be insight.
is it insight? Okay.
Insight, yeah.
Yeah, lit.
I mean, she doesn't seem to be hiding anything. She genuinely she gives an air about her that like she genuinely does believe these people are buffoons that her father has had to do business with, and
Mhm.
she is very upset she had to deal with them. But you can kind of, as much as she tries to hide it through a, her
Nonchalant talk.
noble material like exterior, there is a little bit of irking in like the back of her voice of like, they're not my first choice, but unfortunately you have to do with what you have to do when you are in these situations.
Yes, I rather like Captain Schmidt's Wetzel much better. 'Cause at least I knew we were going to be attacked. And there were no bombs.
Well, for those of us below deck, it wasn't too bad.
Or assassins.
That all sounds fascinating.
We've come up
Yeah.
with some unique obstacles in our path so far.
Say the least.
I'm a unique obstacle.
Indeed, you are, Seven.
Certainly are. Now, please come. You with me. Villia, make sure your friends are taken care of.
Absolutely. I got them. Ah,
So she will that level of forcefully of like somebody who's very like used to getting their way. She ushers Seven and Saishori out of the room.
Was it those two because of the makeover? Oh man.
It's Seven is an interesting thing that she was given a challenge to, and she is giving the female in the room, privacy from
Yeah,
the
that's-
gentleman.
We're not very hard to dress, Robbie.
Well, and for all she knows, I mean, who knows? Seven might need his privacy. So that works. So I'll just look at. I just do the kind of the slow turn back to Suji. So that was. How can I say this? do, do you do you have any interest in what is a very close approximation of our good friend Frelia here? I mean, I'm
I
not
look
saying that
over to-
Valia
I
does
look
have
over to
girly features.
Valir, and I kind of get an irky look to myself. And just say, God, I want to play this so specifically. I can't say it would be my first choice. And I'll leave it at that for now.
oh, and why is that?
Would I be your first choice?
What does
Your
you
sister
being
just
my
looks like you, bro.
I think
Really?
I think you'd make a wonderful woman, Valia.
I don't see it.
Can, do you
You
have
don't see it.
access to any of your sister's clothing?
Oh, oh.
Okay, Okay, I didn't sign up
Absolutely
for all that. It's getting weird now. I was just trying to poke some fun.
Can I roll to see if I'm really like I know we look alike. I just want to see if I can convince Suji that I don't see it.
How similar was their hair? That's the biggest question to me.
Valyria, so you usually keep your hair pretty long, right?
Mm-hmm.
She is more like pixie cut. She is not like, she doesn't keep the hair very long. It's, she kind of half shaven on the side with like that like nice like short cut on the top.
So
Oh.
they don't look the same from the back.
So she looks more like a male
Might
than
look
Valir
the
does.
same from back.
Fuck, IRL Suji likes the pixie cut.
Oh, but she's a little short. Seven just saw that she's a little shorter and has the lumps. Immediate distinguish.
7, what's... Oh, wait, no, 7's
Yeah.
not in there. I'm fucked.
Yeah, 7
Yeah,
is left.
this is ideas from earlier. Like, oh, clearly a different person. She doesn't have a stick.
I kind of want to see Valir in a dress now. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that you saying that or your
Both.
character saying that?
Both.
Okay.
I mean, Valyria, I never noticed it until we met. Sorry, it's Viessa, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Until we met Viessa, but I mean, you've got some delicate features, perhaps. I mean, it's a good thing. It goes with the whole aesthetic, right? You fancy
We're
and
we're
the
all
aristocracy.
elves. Let's be honest. We're all elves. What? Come on. What can we say? We
I have the
kind of.
hardened, sharpened features of a fine mage in training. Thank you so much.
I mean, do you not see this jawline?
Oh, do you not see this job?
That's a fair question. Has any of us ever seen an unattractive elf? Like,
Yeah,
like genuinely ugly.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
It's not really a
Vinta.
thing.
Yeah.
Just Vinta.
Wow.
I feel like you all have this moment of, you're all elves in this room. Damn, we all have some real delicate features.
Yeah.
Yep. Shit. Would I make Tinkers? Would I make an attractive woman? I did not need to have this discussion tonight.
I don't think we need
Something
to
has
have this
awakened.
discussion ever again.
I'm questioning a lot of things now. I've never met a twin before. Have you? I didn't think so.
So you're all gonna put dresses on.
No, but no. No,
Wait.
Maybe.
We wait to see what Viessa wears to dinner. Then we put Valia in something similar. You see, I'm thinking now.
So we get one dress and you all try it on.
No. None of us except for just Valia.
But what if Suji wants to?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to stop him.
What if you want to?
Then I'll do it. Right now, I'm just contemplating more existential questions, Tinkers. Right. Dinner.
That's got me
Fancy
thinking.
dinner.
That's got me thinking. We haven't seen elven grandparents. We haven't really seen many elven children either. How rare are twins?
Interesting question. We only know how rare they are amongst humans. Is that something we can history? I mean, we are elves.
Sure, I'd give you a history check on it.
Assuming you asked that out loud,
Yeah.
I'm gonna think on that one.
I've been standing there like just in like my priestly stature, standing there like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah, I'm doing too because I'm.
Yeah.
Me as a player is just realizing all this because I never questioned.
Let me put it this way: had you met any other twins, I would hope you would just remember. But heard of, I guess, would be more of the thing.
Yeah, heard of.
Sure, just for the sake of it, I'll do a history check.
Maybe we're in the very early stages of like, fertility aid in this world,
Ooh.
and only the super rich can afford it. So twins are a thing. But for reasons that the general public doesn't understand, only amongst the rich.
So, Vinteth, you haven't spent a lot of time around elves in general, so you're not 100% sure. You know it's rare in humans.
Yeah.
But it does happen. Um, Vinteth or Valir and Revi, you've never met another pair of twin elves. You're both like rational people. You're like, yeah, it exists, and like there are other races, humans and goblins and elves, or goblins and dwarves, and a lot of the other races. Like twins do exist, like they're, but you've never like had any other knowledge of them, so it's hard for you to say like yes or no. Um, Suji,
I guess bullywogs have twins too. Oh wait, no, they just all look like the same hideous monsters.
they all get born at the same time.
They're
They're all twins.
yeah, these are my octuplets siblings.
Suji, you would know. Well, there's not a lot of documentation on it because obviously there's only been a few generations of elves. Um, elven couples have had hard times conceiving children in general. There's a lot of elven families that don't get multiple children. Usually it's takes a while to have their first, and either it just doesn't happen again or they stop trying. So there are a lot of single like child elven families. So for there to be a multiple birth in elven society is very, very rare or near impossible.
Mm.
I kind of just say out loud. Maybe Valir and what's your sister's name again?
It's Vessa. Viessa. Viessa.
Yes. Maybe your mother's just extremely fertile, because I've never heard of this before. Well,
Possibly.
I don't even have any siblings. Do you have any more siblings? Do any of you guys have siblings?
I
How
don't
much
know my
yet to doc-
parents.
Well, that's a different issue.
I could have siblings. I wouldn't know about it.
I think
So
this is part of the problem. First, I talked about this. I don't know yet. I have Schrodinger's sibling.
So
Because
believe we
I
decided you
don't
were-
even really know
What?
much elves. I've met a lot of elves when I was, still living at home and parties and stuff. I've never really even heard of a brother sister sister thing, let alone identical twins. Just say identical.
it's very odd. It is true.
Have you met any Valir since you used to sure go to parties and all that?
No, not really. I've heard of twins, but I haven't really seen any per se. Just my sister and I, but I never really put much thought to it.
Hmm.
And hold and put a pin on that. Vintef, what do you mean you don't know your parents?
I was raised by humans.
Have we talked about this before?
I mean, briefly, when we visited my church.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I grew up in the church.
right.
Mostly
Yeah,
humans.
for me, I'm sorry I didn't hear before. I couldn't remember what we resolved on for me because I never wrote it down. Honestly.
I'm pretty sure we
There's a-
decided you were an only child. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But But I'm from a village. There are other families that have. Are there any other elves with siblings? Because now Suji's saying siblings, not twins.
So I think as Suji brings that up, for especially for Revi and Valir, you start to think about it, and it's like siblings are rare in general. Like you might have, for every 50 elven kids you've met, you maybe hear of one or two of them that mentions a sibling, or you've met their sibling. It is not a common occurrence.
Huh. And now that you mention it, CG, and I'll just relate with my village. It's a very similar thing. Maybe a couple in the town that I'm from, but not many. One or two every 50 you meet. It's not not frequent.
Yeah, I guess I vaguely remember some, but like, yeah, you're definitely right about that.
But
Well, Valir, are you sure you're full elven?
Valer, did your parents do any weird magic-y stuff while your mother was pregnant, or to make your mother pregnant? Perhaps.
Not that I don't know of, but you are more than welcome to have that as a conversation during dinner.
Oh yes, let me just ask your mother if she, as I first, if she magically manipulated her pregnancy. It sounds like a
No.
way to make a great first impression.
No, no.
Will your father be attending the dinner?
Hopefully. I'm not sure. He's been pretty busy with meetings all day. I haven't even seen him myself yet, but hopefully he'll be there making an appearance. It has been a while since I've seen him, like as you guys already know.
What are the proper titles? I don't want to offend anyone while I'm here.
Oh, right. Do I know their proper titles? Or what it be?
Mother and father.
Mama, Papa. That's always worked for me.
Your mom and dad. They are, I wouldn't say pretentious. Lord and Lady.
Lord
I
and Lady.
figured it'd be the Lord and Lady Warsenot. Simple. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
One being formal, that's usually their go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, Lord and Lady Wartenach. That's what you could refer them to.
Simple, easy. Don't
Yes.
forget.
No. I mean, yes, they have earned that respect. Absolutely they have. So hopefully none of you guys feel weird about calling them that.
It's not. Wait, have we met any other lords or ladies?
Fake court spirits.
Yeah.
Them bozos.
Well, yeah, but I guess that would be the example. Like, well, we've addressed lesser people than your parents as Lord and Lady. It won't be a problem, Valia.
Great. Oh my. Well, do you guys have anything in mind of what kind of attire you guys want?
Something appropriate of my station, for one.
Do you have any? Could you do something that's not quite, but something maybe inspired by the Istalfallen robes? Do you have anything of that nature?
Absolutely. Then I just kind of like
Yes.
snap my fingers, call like the tailors in or servants, whatever.
Easy enough. So yeah, this is dress your character situation. What do you guys want to wear? What's the fit look like?
Fancy robes, and I'm gonna go with accented shades of purple that match the eyes, which will definitely be a changeover for Mr. Fall, because like I want the inspirational look, but I don't want people to be like oh, what, like, who does he think he is?
Suji is mostly sticking to what he has. He's gonna wear like minor cloth accessories, but like the armor and shoulder pads are gonna still be very visible.
Whatever similar to whatever the high priests of Thornland wear around here.
So a dress.
Funny.
They wear cheerleaders' uniforms.
A lot of midriff around here.
So basically, what you're saying is we're all gonna be Link when he goes into Gerudo City, just in the crop top.
Yeah. And don't
I want to look
forget,
like an elven princess with a hood and long sleeves.
Mm.
Fancy.
I'm sure he's never feminine, or I don't think gets a chance to be feminine.
Oh, did you say you're going hoodless, right? We're good here, or no?
I'm hooded.
You are hooded. Okay. Just wanted to make sure before I made any, tiefling references by accident.
Alright. So yeah, so Valir, as you call in the tailors, and they start kind of taking out different outfits of yours and kind of matching them to the the party and tapering them where they need to, accenting out Suji, getting the four of you set. We cut over to after a quick walk onto the other side of the estate. Viesa leads Seven and Saishori. She opens up to a door to a room similar in layout and size to the one you have just left with Valier's, only it is far more decorated. You see a kind of a living room, like sitting area that has like these tufted couches. There's a table with trays of different, same kind of the same familiar like snacks. There's a craft of wine and a few glasses set out. There is a slightly different than Valier's, a larger walk-in closet of just rows upon rows of like outfits and shoes and hats and different different clothes and garments to choose from. That leads also into her own kind of full bath area. She ushers the two of you inside. It's like, please, come. Let's get the two of you set up. Is there anything I can get you? Shori, is it? Yes.
Anything as in like we're picking out our clothes now?
Oh, whatever you'd like. Clothes. We can talk about clothes. We can. There's snacks. There's wine. You have full access to my bath if you would like to. We have, like I said, we have some time if you'd like to get yourself cleaned up and prepared for this evening. Whatever it is you need. You are my guest. Please, what can I help you with?
A hot bath. I sure will take a hot bath.
so room, so room temp for you, so you don't feel heat.
Or it has to be scalding hot to be
Mhm.
normal hot for everybody else.
Throw her in a kettle.
Alright. Of course, yeah. You see, she calls in a servant. They go and draw you a bath. She pours herself a glass of wine and kind of gestures to you, like, if you would like one. She looks at Seven and just kind of understands the fact from things that he learned from Valir that he doesn't need to eat or drink, so doesn't need to offer him food or wine in this situation. Um, but here, she hands you, Zaishori, a glass of wine and just kind of, here, please take a seat. Relax while you said you, very hot, right?
Wait, what?
Very hot bath.
Yes. Hot, maybe boiling if you can.
You heard her. And she calls off to a servant. But she goes and has a seat in this kind of like little sitting area and kind of gestures for the two of you to kind of join her and just sit around a little bit.
Okay, so I have a glass of wine in my hand.
Yep.
Usually I'm really cautious. We're family. I guess it's okay.
Of course, you have nothing to worry about here. Valir has, given me kind of a gist of the situation. You have nothing to worry about inside these walls. You are perfectly safe. Feel free to just relax. Just enjoy your stay. It is not every day that one can be oneself, I suppose.
Hmm. Be oneself. At this point I'll just inhale the wine.
You see, she takes a sip. Would you like another?
Yes.
Well, she pours you another glass. So please tell me, what has it been like traveling with Valir and your friends? And he's told me a little bit about the time since he's left the monastery, but you know how boys can be. They leave out some important details and try to focus on the cool elements and the times that they did something impressive. I want to hear the dirt. I want to hear when he fell on his face and looked foolish.
Oh, in the airship, they roughed him up pretty good. It was sad. He's normally a better fighter than that. Oh, and in the basement of that place, right, Zashuri, when the elementals came? He was right in the middle, wasn't he?
He's a fierce protector.
uh, she lying to me.
Is Shuri lying to you?
Yes. I've never heard her say those words about him before. It seemed odd.
7. Of course, he's our friend.
Yes, he's usually.
He's a great friend.
Yes, he helped me pick out this current suit,
Yes. Yes. A very
and
fashionable
and
friend.
he was the only one brave enough to spar with me.
Yes, an excellent comrade.
Yes, comrade. Very
Well,
good.
at least it looks like he still has good taste, I suppose. Kind of looks at the suit that Seven's wearing.
Yes.
They Suri just got kind of iffed that she's just trying to get dirt on Volier.
Fine, if you don't want a dish. So, what about you? What if you are both fascinated? I mean, you're all fascinated, but anyone who travels and deals with dangers and fighting and any of that's very, very different to me. So I am always fascinated to hear what makes those type of people tick. What how did you find yourself here, I suppose, that's the question.
How honest is 7?
I don't know. How
Good
honest are
question
you?
for you, dude.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I was in the woods, and then I was in a bar, and then they gave me these shiny things, and then I got stuff, and then I just stuck with these people. So sure, she's really good. She's probably the second best when it comes to combat. Yeah, and then I ate a froghemoth. I've eaten an elemental, like 12 weird things. So many bullywugs. They wouldn't let me eat the god. and then we're
So,
on.
which god?
I don't know.
You know, your family, you wanted Valir to come here. We were with Valir, and that's how we're here to answer your question.
Yeah, we took a vessel, and then we got the airship. There was an island. There was another god. I got electrocuted, I think. It was fun. Oh, I ate a sahagwin. Tried to eat this other thing, but it just evaporated. Well, melted? Sure, did melt or evaporate? It got gooey.
I promise he's very gentle.
Honestly, I did not know half of the words he just said. So I get the general gist that he eats things, which is fascinating in itself. Because I don't. I mean, no offense at all. If this is something a taboo, I do not see a mouth on you.
Do you want to?
Damn, she's like, show me what that mouth do.
I think
Oh,
that's
boy.
+1 romance.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Okay. Maybe after dinner. It might ruin the mood beforehand.
DM, what do I notice about her demeanor?
Give me an insight check.
Nothing. What is-
All right.
She
Just
seems cool, calm, and collected. She is, she is definitely she reminds you a lot of Valir. She is very confident. She is, very forward. She doesn't really need to beat around the bush. She is asking questions, and if when you give her answers, she is engaged, and if you don't, she doesn't seem to take offense. Like if there's something like you're dodging, she's as of course the conversation goes, she's not offended by it. It's more so like, okay, you want to talk about what we want to talk about, so we'll just move on to the next. Like she's being very polite and just trying to keep conversation. But yeah, that's the best you can tell.
Okay, I am gonna ask her about Volier, and how she feels about him.
Do you ask anything particular? What do you ask?
So, what was your childhood with Volier like?
See, our childhood was. I mean, it was good enough. We were, like I said, we've grown up always in means, so we've never really wanted for much. We had plenty of time with tutors and uh, learning different crafts and trades, and uh, I took very much to mm, tailoring and working with the fabrics and fashions, and mm, well, Valia didn't really take much to it. I mean, he has an eye for it, I suppose, but not so much the actual application. But our parents you see, she kind of like starts to go. She starts to get hesitant a little bit, like guarding something. But as she's kind of talking a little bit, she opens up a little bit more. She's like, "Our parents, a mother particular, and I mean, our father was not much better. Um, there was a lot of competition, a lot of pitting us against each other and making sure we could, who was. There was always talk of who was going to take over and who was going to run the business when we grew up. And Valir and I were very, we're both. I'm sure you know my brother by now. He is as competitive as they come. It sounds like from stories from Seven that he's up to a challenge.
yes.
We we never got malicious. It was always we found a way to keep it friendly. We found a way that, of course, one would rub the other one's nose in it if they won something, or if they did something better than the other. But I think our parents always expected us to tear each other down, and we were always still a team. You know, it was nice having somebody to compete with, to better yourself against, but also push you to be better.
That's really sweet. That must have been a lot of pressure for two kids.
Yeah. And if you tell him I said any of those things, I will deny it adamantly.
All right. Um, so how are your parents like? What kind of people are they?
Father was always busy. You know, he it's a lot of responsibility being one of the founders of the town and having, the whole company kind of run by him and his decisions and his dealings. And he spent most of his time working, and wasn't until as of late that he's been more around and happy, I suppose. Mother is. Hmm, Mother is ambitious and strict. Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
so your father's just suddenly happy. Did something change?
I mean, that's partially why I asked Philia to come home. It's odd. For the last couple of months or so, he's been acting strange, different than normal. He's been more around. He's been happier. I mean, he's been still doing a lot of business and a lot of work. He's been inviting a lot of his business partners and people I haven't seen in a while, long-standing associates. And well, he's filling out, documents and paperwork and things that I've been able to kind of, you know, things I'm not supposed to see, I suppose, yet. Um, a lot of his conversations aren't of retirement of a elder elf who is ready to, sit back and live off of the, millions he's made, and let his, kids take over the family business and make residual income off of that. It's a man of what to do when he's not here anymore, and that is, I mean, he's not young by any stretch of the word, but for elves, as far as we know, he's not close to an age of, you know, passing on.
Interesting. Okay, so are you sure he means not around, as in like not around, or you're sure he's not talking about maybe going off somewhere, living a low key life? Also, do you guys follow any particular god or goddess?
There it is.
Had to happen, right?
Yeah, it's called money.
The one true God.
Oh, the
Damn.
almighty gold piece.
Damn, I didn't know this campaign became America all of a sudden, man. What are we doing here?
I mean, that's a little bit of a jump, but I would say we have been an over religious family. Um, of course, there's, we as many of our people do have a small offering or tie in to the Church of Soren Lin, and
Mhm.
um, just general reverence that any elf um, would pay. My
oh,
father, my father does, keep a small wouldn't call it shrine, but he does have a holy piece of Kindaren, just as any merchant or successful businessman might find themselves keeping over the years. And I'm not sure if he's. I wouldn't call him religious in any sense. I think it's more of a something you just might have picked up along the way and held on to over the years.
DM, what the heck is Kim Darn? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Kindaren. Make a religion check.
I would like to.
Sure. Okay. Um. Yeah. So Seven, I think you've heard it mentioned before. It's I'm sure you've had a little bit more of a teaching behind it. Kindaren is the god of coin and commerce and trade. It's the god of wealth and things of that nature. So it's not uncommon for merchants or anybody who does business to keep some reverence of Kindaren in their just as a kind of like paying tribute to their success, essentially.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
that makes sense.
I want to know which branch or like sect of like Soren Lin.
Just like it could have been root bark, would have been way better.
So I'll directly ask her what branch or sect of like Soren Lin her family follows.
It's like I said, it's not a particular branch. I suppose we're not devout followers. We pay reverence as any elf should to the mother. Um, but we're not, go to church and make appearances and holy day. That's not us.
Daeshura just like internally rolls her eyes and thinks to herself, "Are they all like this?"
You know, at least two of us aren't Sorenlin crazies.
Yeah.
What do you mean crazies?
I don't know. The family worships Soren Lin, monasteries, monks, Soren Lin.
So far, I'm the sanest Sornlin follower,
That's very unfortunate.
Oh my gosh, Daeshura's on edge now. Wine is gone.
I will bring them more wine. Seven,
Seven,
is
do you know where
helpful.
the wine is?
Yeah, she poured you a glass. Came from somewhere. I could find it. I'm going to look around the room. Her wine.
Yeah, if you take a look around, she does point there is a small wine rack, and I say small wine rack, it would be a small wine rack for like somebody's living room. For this to be in her bedroom is
Oh my
rather
gosh.
large.
I bring the entire rack.
in her bedroom. Damn, she
And you guys thought I was an alcoholic.
You also remember she has a full living room with fireplace as part of her bedroom.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
That's
it's a
true.
full suite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have it in the next room. God, she doesn't need to get a workout in every time she needs a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Do you entertain a lot of guests? And I just kind of gestured to like the wine rack.
I've been known to have business associates and other people come around. It's easier than going all the way down to the giant empty, entertainment areas in the house when it's just a few people. It keeps it more intimate and more, you know, I guess it feels better, when you have if you're only entertaining like 4 or 5 people, you don't want to be in like the giant like area that's meant to seat a couple hundred. Like it seems silly.
That
Okay,
makes sense
definitely
to
get
me.
that.
The 7 checks out his bag of 20 javelins. Doesn't make sense to not have them near you.
Exactly. See,
Yeah.
she gestures over to a servant and she pulled the entire rack over, pulls out a bottle, shows it to her. She goes, kind of nods towards it as they open it and leave it on the table for a second or a few minutes actually. Um,
So has there been anyone new around? It's been coming around kind of often.
Yes, I've heard you had 2 husbands now. Husbands, that's the right word, right? I look at Sean. I don't know.
Yeah, sure, just kind of whimpers.
Straight to the point. I respect that. Yes, I have had 2 previous husbands.
Were they weak? Is that why you got rid of them?
Oh.
I suppose you could say something like that. Well, you see, my first husband was a it was a marriage of means and opportunity. My father and I were in talks to bring one of the other leading textile companies in Falthea under our control. They didn't want to quite sell out just yet. I, you know, made nice with the son of one of the owners, and one thing led to another, and we were wed, and eventually through different events and parties and the wedding, um,
Oh yeah,
the
romanticals. I've been
yes,
explained those.
you see, she is. There's a physical pause. just like her person just physically like stops for a good like 3 seconds, and then she goes, right, yes, yes, so you know one thing led to another, and eventually we were wed for a couple years, and eventually through different family events, my father was able to negotiate a merger in terms of purchase of the other company. And then, a few months after that, after the paperwork was signed and everything was final, I realized that he had no other use to me, so I let him go.
Ah, bad at the romantical. Okay.
And your
Yeah.
second?
Well,
My second husband, just say it, he was, I suppose, a bad investment.
hmm.
Huh, how come?
Well, he. Hmm. I had met him at a kind of a noble get together a few, I don't know, it was a couple years ago. Um, yeah, we had met at one of these, social gatherings that I'm always, of course, encouraged to attend. Um, I believe his father is Was it his mother? God, I can't even keep up track of it anymore. One of his parents. Um, they were a member of the Faltherian Council. In Farland. Seemed like a seemed like a not a bad person to engage with and have conversation, and he was charming and handsome, and I pursued him for a while, and we eventually wed, and it wasn't quite working out the way we had hoped. We were hoping to reduce some of the taxation and levies against exporting of Faltherian goods to some of the mainlands, and his parents, we thought, would help sway the vote in the council, and that just it kind of never happened, and eventually we just kind of cut our losses and just sent him on his
Okay.
way.
So, how do you feel about our friend Suji?
Give me a persuasion check.
Gosh darn it. Eee.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
God.
Oh my
There we
god.
go.
Thanks, see.
um You see, as she finished having the conversation, you bring up Suji. She goes over and she kind of grabs the bottle of wine that's been aerating for a few minutes now, and she pours you another glass, and she pours herself a glass. Um, oh, Suji, you say that's the gentleman with the scars on his cheeks, right? The kind of darkened complexion and
yes.
Sure.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know what you. I mean, did he say anything? Or where's this coming
Just curious. I mean, I was gonna ask you about everyone in the group, one by one, but
from?
I see he, got a reaction out of you now. I see you're possibly interested.
I need to know if I can physically pick up on this.
um, sure. Give me an insight check.
All right. Nope.
Tracks.
Yeah, nope. Just gonna keep looking around the room like, man, some things.
So
None of
they're
this
just
looks like
like,
a fit.
she really likes that wine.
Yeah. Maybe she'll be a hero tonight.
Me and you.
Say, sure. Give me a deception check as well.
Okay.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Give it all to me.
So Shuri is a fan of tea.
like just the world's most normal conversation in Jump Point. That's fine.
It's girl talk time with 7 chaperones.
The best chaperone.
You see, as she kind of like swirls and finishes another glass of wine and goes and pours herself another one. She kind of like leans into you. You can tell she's getting just like that little like the start of tipsy, throughout the course of this
Hell
conversation.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, she's like, okay, look, between you and I don't know. There's something about him. He's got that like that brooding like bad boy look, but also like completely innocent at the same time. He's very different from anyone I've ever seen before. Um, I won't. Okay, I won't completely lie. As we're being honest about this, um, my first husband was a high elf. My second husband was a Shadok high elf like myself. He's different.
That's probably because he turns into a monkey sometimes.
Okay,
For
so
record, Suji is also a dark elf. He's drow.
Yeah, drow.
He's-
If you go drow, you never go back.
so is there anything that particularly makes him a good investment for you?
Well, you see, that's just it. I think that's this is the first time I'm not looking for anything politically, I suppose. I don't know if he has political affiliation or anything. The only I happened to see a glimpse of him when I was checking in on Valir, and I don't know, something caught my eye.
Boo. Let me stop now.
Damn, I thought there was something malicious behind this. Suji has something to sway.
She caught the.
No.
She's catching the vapors.
Yeah. Oh, so you look at him like recreations.
Oh,
Does he know what some of those words mean?
7 meant like juggling, a fun activity to do because you want to do it. That is what I intended. What you decide is up to you.
Well, I'm sorry. Enough about me. Please tell me more about yourself. Tell me more about again. You've clearly had some adventures on your way here. Please, you know, this. Look, I'm trying to have this. I'm not good. I don't have friends. I should start with that. I don't entertain usually for people that I'm not trying to close business deals with. So when Valia came home and told me he had friends, I was perhaps a bit jealous, and I'm trying to have meaningful conversations that have no particular investment or reward for myself. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. She's making me a little. Okay. Okay. So you've dated, you've done the marriage thing. I have never even like had my first kiss, and there's this guy. His name is Dory Way.
Oh, I remember him.
yeah,
I was there.
yeah. He was a nice guy, right?
Yeah. I think he made me this. And the giant bag of javelins.
Very talented man.
Yes. I could never make such a thing.
With practice comes everything. So this guy, I get way too flustered. How do you just keep your cool? Like I
That's
figured you'd
what
be
that
more
was?
nervous.
Thought he scared you. Well, he hid behind me.
You know, Seven, it was scary.
Yeah, but you seen what I do in Bell, and I don't scare you. You watched me
That-
eat all those bodies,
That's true.
and that was just
Disturbing as it was.
yeah, that's the word disturbing. Yeah, it was just a regular Wednesday.
Yeah, but I got used to it. I know it's something that you do. This thing, though, it's kind of like a feeling I've never experienced. You know,
Yeah, I don't have many of those things.
Well, I can see what you're saying. I mean, part of it is definitely experience. I was not always as confident in political or personal situations as I am today. Um, I was I did not have the luxury of learning over time. Me and Valia were essentially thrown into the deep end from a very, very early age of, you know, how to present oneself and how to interact with, nobility and other, business partners. And um, it was very much a learn to do this or disappoint your parents situation. Um, and that is kind of how I have approached every relationship I've ever had.
how are you
Uh,
approaching things with Suji now? I will also inhale my wine again.
She does join you. I guess you both have like this conversation. It's just another glass. You're both like 4 or 5 deep at this point.
I'm absolutely loving the fact that Seven is in on girls' night.
yeah.
He's one of the girls now.
Don't ever assume Seven's gender. It is battle and battle alone.
I love it.
His genders are kill and murder.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that is partially why I excused myself. And if you notice, I did not directly address many of the people in that room, but very specifically him. Um, I asked my brother for kind of the lowdown on. Well, I asked about all of you, but of course, I was trying to get him to let me know a little bit about him. Um, but I figured when he was, I wouldn't say stingy with the information, but he gave me kind of the gist of all of everybody involved. Um, I was pleasantly surprised and happy to realize that my brother was traveling with a female, and I saw that as an opportunity to perhaps, well, one, I do generally think it was better for you to get changed here away from them as you are a lady, and it is, my brother's gobs would probably not fit you quite rightly. Um, but also a chance to speak to somebody who's more inclined.
Just hold my glass out for more wine.
Like, what's
Or she
inclined?
she pours you another glass and herself one as well.
Yeah. 'Cause I've only been here for 3 months, and this group has taught me everything I know. I don't know that yet. I was in the woods. I was part of a tree and a rock.
He is equally as fascinating. I just don't know what to do with that.
Oh,
We can explain to him what inclined means. I've taught him about
the lump.
romantic
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. So inclined in this context, 7 means someone who is, aware of the situation and is able to kind of shed light upon it
Is that what Chauncey was? He was inclined to me or Gwendolyn? Sure.
I don't know who he's referring to.
Sure. Sure.
Ah,
Let's say yes, Evan.
ah. So you ting at Suji?
DM, is I sure he's still sober? Is the question.
Um,
Constitute saving throw.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, let's go con save. It's been
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
okay. So you're not drunk, but you are definitely you are. It's been probably about less than. It's been about 25 minutes. You've had 5 or 6 glasses of wine. Um, you're definitely not sober. Let's put it that way.
So, how do you feel about non-elf races?
How do I feel about non-elf races?
Yes, those who are not elven, you know.
I mean, I have no personal, you know, I have no personal for or against of any non-elf races. I've my parents have, as professional business people, have taught me to be open and tolerant and understanding of all types, because that's, if to lock oneself behind a particular race would alienate you from over, 90% of the, consumer base, honestly.
I'll inhale another one. So, how would your parents feel about tieflings?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, no different than any other guest that we've had in our house. We've entertained, tieflings and you know, Aarakocra and goblins and a couple. Was that a troll a few years back? Even a troll, very finely
Ha-
dressed.
Have you had any particular tieflings that were male, dressed up, maybe had some sort of pocket watch on him?
Ah, I mean, I can't say particularly about a pocket watch, but yeah, there was. We've entertained a few male tieflings over the years.
Well, between us, was his last name Jazzverlog? Do you know of any Jazzverlogs?
The name doesn't ring a bell, but I, if it was a business dealing, my father would know better. It's possibly somebody he's done business with over the years, if they were here.
Can, can you ask your father for me?
Sure. I mean, I can bring it up if that's what you would wish.
In privacy. And I have to say, I haven't had this much two on one time with a woman before. It's nice.
I can honestly say I have not had these type of conversations without somebody who I was attempting to get into business with. So yes, this was very nice, and I'm still being awkward. And you see, she kind of like drops like another half of the glass of wine that she has in her hand, like kind of gives that like quick like half drunk giggle after she finishes like another half of her wine.
Sure, is kind of like, okay, she seems to just have like genuine innocent intentions here.
So
Uh,
I will talk to my father, but you need to tell me more about Suji.
Well, he definitely has a personality. Seven, what do you think about Suji?
he makes berries. He's good with animals. Um, half the time he's really good in the fight. The other half is not as good.
Accurate.
Seven best way.
Yeah. I think he trying to teach me jokes, but I just didn't get it. Yeah. He's got a cool weapon that he won't let me touch. Maybe
He's
he'll let you
definitely.
touch it.
Oh my god. He's definitely not shy about his emotions. If he's upset, you'll know he's upset. You don't have to guess about it.
Yeah. I would just recommend staying away from Vinteth because he will talk to you about why you don't praise the mother. And Seven's doing air quotes. I learned this from Suji. Why don't you praise him? Why don't you feel as indebted to the mother as you should? Talks, it's too much. Seven thinks
Right.
about touching the rock, but he doesn't.
Right. Well, very good to know. Again, thank you. This is very nice. It's very different. You'll bath, and you see like one of the servants comes out. You spend time. You talk to Viesa, have a few drinks. Eventually, the bath is brought up to like absolutely scalding hot for any normal person to even attempt to get into this bath water would be painful. But Saishori, this is a very comfortable, relaxing bath that you are eventually able to slip into. Um, what are you? What goes across your mind when you relax for first time in probably a while?
Well, I'm not sober. So honestly, the Shuri's used to having her mind just kind of like filled with like thoughts, and it's always really busy. So I think she's just enjoying like the quietness for once.
Nice hot bath, a glass of wine in hand. You take the time to relax and enjoy the peace and quiet of a very hot, very steamy bath chamber. In the meantime, Seven Viesa helps you. You see, unlike the guys who had a couple of tailors, kind of like servants and tailors, come in to help like dress them and tailor a few things. Viesa actually pulls out her own like measuring tape and pins, and she starts working on you directly.
All
You
right.
see, she has just bolts and swatches of fabrics and different kind of cuts and designs, and she's like, "Well, we're definitely gonna have to do something custom for you. It's gotta be quick though. What do you have in mind?
Um, well, I am tired of these pants. There's this hole here, but that is for battle, so I don't need that. So would be something nice. I'm trying to think of the. Do you have anything like maybe a kilt for the bottom half instead? And then I would like a very nice sweatshirt thing. Oh, and the green thing doesn't come off.
Right. Okay. So that's staying on. So I have to kind of build around that. Yes. Yeah. We can wait. You see, she starts pulling on fabrics, and you see just just
Yeah.
rolling bolts of fabric and cloth and different colors, and she kind of starts holding them up to you and to the cowl that you have on with the frog hemoth
Yeah.
head, and she's kind of like trying to match to like that greenish like kind of beige tone that it gives off.
Yeah.
Um, and probably over the next half hour or so, she creates for you, yeah, kind of a simple, like just below the knee, thick, like wrapped fabric kilt almost that goes around a couple times. There's like an under, like
Yeah.
that kind of like undergarment that has, and then it's like a very almost plaid like greens and beiges on top. She puts you in kind of a one of those cream colored, kind of matching the cream in the kilt itself, like flowing shirts that kind of like billowy at the top and just kind of wrinkles in places, but it's supposed to look like that.
Yeah. I like it. It gives me room just in case there is some kind of battle. That's everything. It still works for everything it needs to work for. So we're not trying to ruin the night by, you know, raging.
I
Well, we go
don't
with
know
the
what that means, but yes, please don't
Alright.
do that.
Yeah. That, that's a way to party.
Saishori, eventually you emerge from your relaxing soak. There is a bathrobe and some towels there. You hear Viesa kind of call out to you as she's like frantically finished like working on Seven's outfit.
Oh,
I can help you make changes to anything you would wish, but feel free to help yourself to any of the gowns or dresses that are in my closet there.
I want
So
to pick the most extravagant, expensive looking one.
Okay.
The story wants to go balls to the walls for once. She's never feminine. This is probably the first time, so full on.
All right. So as you forego your normal, heavy plated armor and your normal like undercloths, and trade in for you find it's just a. Well, go ahead and describe it. What kind of dress are you looking for? Are you talking, full? Your choice.
Slim fitted uh ball gown. Something with gold etching. So maybe something like deep green with like gold etching onto it. Um Something long sleeved, and I will just pull it out and ask her if there's any way she can put a hood on it. Let's see if I can find a picture I can like show everyone.
So as you pull out a dress and you find this this very kind of emerald green tight fitting dress with kind of like gold etching patterns throughout it. You see she stops or finishes with Seven for a second, and she kind of approaches you. Um, as you're acquiring about putting a hood on it of some kind. Um, she, she looks at it. She looks at you, kind of, you know, in the bathrobe and drying off from the tub you were just in. Um, she's like, I mean, I could put. You said you wanted a hood.
Yes, one that kind of looks like a cape.
Okay. All right, I'll see what I can do. Did you want? And she kind of.
Okay, put an example in the chat.
Gotcha.
Oh, I was actually. Oh wait, hold on, because I found a DeviantArt thing. That was the only place I could find. I was somewhat close, but not really. Not with the leg split, but just with the side pieces from this artwork. It's pretty.
Post it. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that also looks great.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yes. But with the green, she matches me.
Well, there you go. Sounds like a good setup.
This
Oh,
part that
let's add the split.
that picture comes from Brad's private images.
No, no. I will link you. I will link you. But I had to crop it because unfortunately this is DeviantArt and there was a thirst trap
Oh my
thing that
God.
I had to crop out because it was just like, why? This didn't need to be here. Like the dress is like oh, it's like deep V, but you know, it's classy. Then
Artist
there's
name
just
one giant leap.
a picture of just like totally an unnecessary just like chest cut out next to her of and this is what it could have been. I
It
don't know.
was from
That
Brad's private
sounds terrible.
collection.
Can you
Oh my
please
God.
link it
I
so I
hate
know
you
where to
guys.
not go?
Fine, I'm gonna link it for you, Chris.
This is essentially what Yes was doing to me during this.
That's hilarious.
What the fuck?
Oh come on. There we go.
But yeah, as Viesa helps you into the dress, you see, as she starts working on like figuring out like a cape or some sort of hooded area. She kind of points to the back of the dress and um, towards like your mid back area. It's like, would you like me to kind of like gestures towards like where your tail would be? I have no problem making the alteration if you wish to have that more free flowing.
Yes, that'd be nice.
So easy enough. She start pulling out like some small shears, and she like cuts a slit in the back of the dress, and kind of tailors and stitches it to a point that it looks like still with the same gold trim of the rest of the dress to kind of keep it within form, but does allow a place for your tail to kind of naturally um, come out and be free in this beautiful dress.
Who's around us?
Me.
In this room, it's just you and Seven and Viesa.
Okay, I'll just take off the hood and just ask, is this okay?
Who are you?
I think it's perfect if you ask me.
Oh, sure, yes. Very nice. Look like a completely different person.
Okay, in that case. Okay, the story is
It's good.
not sober, relaxed, very hopeful. I'm gonna ask for her to get rid of the sleeves. I won't wear the hood, but I'll keep it in the back anyways.
Easy enough. Yep. as the guys finish getting ready in the outfits they had chosen for themselves and had slightly tailored to them, Viesa helps you remove the sleeves, pull the hood back, spends a little bit of time helping you, probably for the first time. She helps you, like, you know, style your hair and does your makeup to whatever degree you are, willing to accept. But eventually, the six of you separately all finish getting ready for an evening with Lord and Lady Warsenok. Find out what has happened here at the estate, what state his father, what state Valir's father is in, and what comes next. We will find out. Saturday in person. Sorry, stream. We'll let you know what happens.
Hey.
Hey.
But with that, that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Sounds good to me, brother.
Dress up time.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys
Oh, yeah,
have
so
to
I
actually
found
dress
something.
like how you described.
It's not quite what I envisioned, but it's the closest I can find on Google right now. So
I'm sparing everybody this minute in the stream. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
stream.